Hey everyone, got asked to do a build guide, so I figured that's what we're doing today. I'm just going to go over what I'm trying to do with it, where it is right now. This is still the same version that I got to 100 with, but I do have a couple of upgrades now, as you can see, with the defensive setup. That's with delayed pain on, we do 200 million. And if we switch over to the curse, instead, we don't need to switch that. It goes up to about 300 to 400 million. And then if I were to switch, because I'm actually using drop pets at the moment, if I were to use damage pets on top of that, let's just start again. It goes up to 500 to 600 million. So it's pretty good. We have 100,000 defense even in our damage stuff. In our drop stuff, it's about 84,000, and then in our bossing setup it goes back up to about 100,000, but this is not very accurate because in our bossing setup we get about 40% less damage taken, so it's way higher than this. But yeah, anyway, that's the build. You don't need the Pact Spirits. As you saw, I was still doing like a lot even in the drop spirits. So the only skills that I do change out, you just saw I switch between the curse and delayed pain. These are just in here because I was testing these. They're not good, don't use them. This is because I'm doing time mark 7172 at the moment, and I don't want to die. One thing I will mention is if you have the Pact Spirit, there's two of them that do this, but this one does skill effect duration, 19%. It gets you up to the breakpoint here. You want 34% ideally, but I'm like 1% off. And then for the cooldown recovery speed, you also want 34%. So that that's because if at 34%, your overload will have an 8-second cooldown. And then if you have a purple one of these, this will make your overload last for 8 seconds, so you have overload all the time in that case. And then, of course, because you're casting preparation, which is an 8-second cast, it'll just always be on. So those are the two breakpoints to aim for. So the skills are Spider Tank with Maniacal Army Multi-Strike. You could probably swap this out if you're not having clear problems with another damage mod, because this doesn't give all that much. It's still pretty good, but you could probably swap it out for like wind projectiles or something. Then I have crit strike damage increase, fizz to fire, and elemental fusion. Now the reason I use these two is because this is 100% to fire, and then this gives 39% additional, which is absolutely huge. And then this itself also gives 29% additional. So this combo is better than any other like wind projectiles, slow projectiles, or anything like that. It just gives more. Then we have Frost Shield with Preparation, Extended Duration, and Iron Fort. I'm not sure how much this does, but I just use it just in case it saves me. Movement skill, always use Blink if you're playing hardcore, unless you like to be trapped and die. And then Delayed Pain. So Delayed Pain and Frost Shield with that 33% cooldown, extended duration, the skill effect duration, these are up all the time now. That's why you want to hit that 33%, so that it lasts for 8 seconds, and then this recasts it at 8 seconds. So instead of putting the armor one on here, I wasn't sure if it stacks and there's no way to tell. I just put extra regen because this is 9% energy shield charge speed, and then we just use Machine Army because it's the best empowerment for minions. This is also up all the time. If you don't have the extra charges like I do, you could swap this out for what's it called? Well Fought Battle. But because I have 3 charges of it, this gives me like, what's this, 60-70% extra effect. So definitely worth it. Then we have the Frost Spirit with Grudge, so when we're using the curse we get paralyzed, which is 15% more damage. And then Blinding just for a little bit of defense. Mobs are pretty much always blind. Elemental Duo for 2, and then Quick Decision just to make them hit faster so that they apply these two things faster. The reason we use that is they restore 5.6% of energy shield every second. Then we have Precise Projectiles with Restrain, Increased Area Aura Amp. Same again with Weapon Amplification. And then on our health we have Energy Fort, Restrain, Seal Conversion, Aura Amp. If you're trying to run this, I've seen a few people have this problem. Seal Conversion and Restrain both have to be at least 19 for it to work. So you won't be able to activate this unless both of these are 19 and you have something here. It doesn't have to be this, but you have to have all 4 links. And then for our candles, I'm just using minion damage, less damage taken, a little bit of cooldown recovery speed, minion damage, minion attack speed. These are just the best candles that I've found so far, is why I'm using those. Now onto, whoops, that is the skills. Onto the talents. I'm going to go over these pretty quickly. You can just pause here if you need to see what these are. Pretty standard setup, I think. And then we have Orders and Isomorphic Arms. That's because we're using a bow. You'll see that a little bit later. And then we have Machinist with, what have I got here? Boss, so that you get your 6 minions. And then Burning Aggression for the command points, because command is very, very strong. You could, if you're having survival problems, switch to kinetic conversion, but I would say once your gear's good enough, go back to Burning Aggression. Yep, so here's the points up to 12, and then here's the points over here. We don't get much in this tree because it's not very good. And then Warlock, I think every build uses this, I'm going to be honest with you. So we're just using Indifference and Off the Beaten Track so we can get 4 auras on. I don't think anybody uses anything different there. I could be wrong about that, but it feels like Warlock is pretty much mandatory this season. And unless they change it going forward, it's going to be next season too. And then Slates. I'm just using what I picked up. My minions... Oh, actually, am I using multi-strike anymore? I could probably take this one off and put on a different one, but I don't actually have another slate to put in here. But the idea was to use multi-strike. And so I put this on, but that's actually doing nothing right now. I didn't realize until just now. Then we have +1 spell skill level. We don't worry about this, it's irrelevant. And then these 3 all have skill effect duration, and cooldown recovery. That's on all 3 of these. I do need these. If I could get another one with skill effect duration, that'd be ideal, but I think my stuff's up pretty much all the time now anyway. And then this one's just int, more int, more int. And then I was trying to roll more int here, but you can't roll this twice, so... yeah. I'd probably be better off rolling back to blue and then just getting another +8 int there. Now onto the gear. I'm trying not to waste too much time here. Now here's something I will mention. Do not use this belt until you get to T7. Because until you have... Well, actually, if you're using custom boots, you can use it before then. But I was using these Mind Infusion boots. And with the boots and the belt, your resists will be absolutely wrecked until you can get T1 crafts. But once you get T1 crafts, you can put both of them on. The reason I've switched over to these boots is because I needed the cooldown recovery speed from the Dreamcraft. But we'll go through this one at a time. Our helmet is Energy Shield, converts fizz damage to cold. You do need this either here or on the chest. Don't skip that one. It's one of the best mods you can get. Otherwise you'll get smashed by physical hits all the time. Then just Energy Shield again, double resist, and then the max Energy Shield roll down here. This is like a global modifier, so it's for all of the Energy Shield from all of your gear. Then on the amulet, we just have an int amulet. I'm int stacking, so when I was leveling up, I was just getting int or dex because they both work. But eventually you want to switch over to intelligence because you'll get like plus 15% intelligence from slates and things like that. So we have Energy Shield, Minion Damage, Intelligence, and then 2 Resistances, and Minion Move Speed, Attack Speed, and Cast Speed. You can get Attack Speed and Cast Speed here, but it's the same or lower rolls, so you might as well get this one instead. This belt drops everywhere. You should have one of these drop for you. As you can see, I haven't had a good one drop, but I mean, even just this gives you like, I think it's about a 250% damage increase, so absolutely huge. Definitely get this. Then for rings, both rings are the same. I won't show you the other one. Well, actually there, I'll click it. See, they're pretty much the same. The only difference is the resistances. So you just get whatever resistance you need, then int, minion damage, energy shield, and then minion attack speed. So basically the same as the amulet. The rings and the amulet are all pretty much the same. Then for the chest, I decided to get the percentage intelligence because it's really strong. And then double resist, intelligence, double energy shield. For the gloves, it's pretty much the same. It's double energy shield, intelligence, 2 resistances, and minion attack speed. The boots, these aren't finished crafting, but we're going to go double energy shield plus minion skill level. You can't do this before you get to T8, by the way, that you have to go into T8 and get this base if you want the plus skill on here. Otherwise, just try and get some mind infusion belts or just craft as best you can. I think you can roll like minion damage on here, maybe. Yeah, minion damage. So that's what I'd use if you can't get that. And then here I've been trying to roll... what is it? I've been trying to roll energy shield while moving. Because our advanced mods are these two, so we can't get a third advanced mod and we don't need another resistance. The only reason I have lightning resistance on there is because the Dreamcraft has negative lightning resistance, so I needed to put that on there. Yeah, so for Dreamcrafts, I got cooldown recovery speed here, I got intelligence here. I'm going to try and switch that to elemental penetration for minions later, but we'll see how that goes. And then the weapon, again, Dreamcrafted with physical damage to attacks. Again, I was aiming for elemental penetration for minions, but we didn't get lucky. We don't use strength, so we don't care about that. And then it's just physical, because we convert fizz to fire, and we get that additional damage from that. And then fire flat, intelligence, projectile damage. You can roll either projectile damage or elemental damage, doesn't matter, they're both very good. Then crit strike rating, because we have that belt that gives us command on crit. And then I'm trying to actually roll this to life regain. And the reason I'm trying to do that is because I want to use charge forward. But unless the minions can heal themselves, charge forward will just kill them. And there's a bug with last stand, so I would recommend not using that right now. I would recommend going left, 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 right. This is just the best setup. You want your overload to be up as much as you can. You want overload for every command, because we're stacking command with that belt. If you don't have the belt, probably still use this, because last stand will stop your minions being able to heal, which is terrible. Once they fix the bug with this, and you can actually get permanent overload properly, then probably use that, but until then, don't use it. And then you use the minions take secondary erosion damage equal to 100% of their life and energy shield. Now, that sounds really bad, but what you do is you just take resistances up here. I think it's right here, yeah. So they get 13.5 erosion resistance there, and then another 27 there. So it doesn't do all that much damage to them, and because your overload lasts for 8 seconds, they have 8 seconds to regenerate all their health back before they get hit with it again. So yeah, very, very good. Other than that, I think, did I show everything? I think so. So I was trying to get the permanent overload build working today, and that's when I found that last stand bug. And what the bug is basically whenever you enter a map, because you're using preparation here, this will give the minions cannot die to your spirits. And then whenever you summon your spiders, they won't have it and they can't gain it, because it only applies that whenever any of your minions don't have it. So because these two have it, well, anyway, hopefully they just fix it. It's scuffed right now. It's terrible. Wouldn't recommend using it. But yeah, with this build, you do pretty well. You have a lot of tank. It's definitely a good one to get to 100 with, and I'm going to stop rambling there. I feel like I've been going for a while. Actually, I will just go over these real quick. As I said, if you can get the skill effect duration, I don't have the other one, but I do have this one. There's 2 of these that do it. I just can't remember what the name of the other one was. Someone came into my stream today and told me about it. Really, really helped out my build a lot. So would recommend trying to get that if you don't have it. There is a blue one that does it. There's 2 different blue ones that do it, I think. So if you don't have the purple one, you could use the 2 blue ones, although using 2 Pactspirits on that's a little bit iffy. I maybe wouldn't do that. This one's just drop packs so I can get more embers, because you'll always be ember starved if you're playing in solo self-found. This one's for snow. It's just, again, this pet and then lettuce, because that's the only snow one I have, and then just a generic drop pet there. And then for bosses, I have Knight of Pale Blue. As you can see, he gives -3% damage taken, another -3, and then another -3, so 9% less damage taken from him. And then this one I think is the same. It's -3 and -3 plus another -2. Oh, and then his legendary thing does... oh no, never mind. We don't. You'd have to level him up to 3 to get it, but he's very, very good if you can get him. That's the one I've been rolling for all season. I finally got it. And then if you're trying to level, if you have any of these pets, these are the ones to use, the XP balance ones. So what these do is they reduce the fall off, and if you have all 3 of these pets, it removes the level penalty and you get 100% XP from any map that you run. So if you take a look at this, if I go into what I leveled up in was 7-0, so if I just go into a 7-0 map real quick, in here, you'll see, because I don't have those pets on, you see up here how I'm only gaining 11% XP from this map. Now if I were to switch to my XP ones, and open that again, now I get 100% XP. So basically I get 89% more XP from kills just for having those pets. They're definitely the best ones if you're trying to race to level 100. But make sure you don't die, right? The good thing about those pets is if you're energy shield, they give you quite a lot in the way of energy shield. I believe. I think I've turned it all over. But, yeah. I think... oh no, that's life. That one's life. This one is also life. Okay, never mind. I'm completely wrong on that. But... you get quite a amount of defenses from these 4 nodes here, and then you can get resists here if you need them. But yeah, that's it. Just make sure if you're leveling up that you keep your resistances as close to capped as you can while you're moving up through the gear. And I would recommend, you don't have to do this, but I would recommend using Energy Fortress over resistances. And the reason for that is... I'll show that really quickly and then we'll just end the video off here. I have precise elemental resistance here. We had that drop. Now, if you look at my survival number, it's 88,000. Now, if I were to put that on, the game would tell me that I get more tank. And then I'm going to explain why you don't. Right, so that says I've gained 40,000 survival. But that survival is only for these resistances. If I get hit with erosion or... physical damage, I still have the same tank that I had before. Actually, no, I have less tank than I had before because now I have less energy shield. So I would always recommend, unless you're going to use both of the auras, just use Energy Fortress. It's better. Alright, that's it. Thank you for watching. Sorry for rambling so long. If you want to subscribe or like or anything like that, you can. If you don't want to, don't worry about it. I'm not super invested in this. I'm just doing it for fun and to help people out if they are bored or want to try out solo self-found. I will also upload my build. I might have already done this. Let me just check real quick. I might have uploaded it to here. That's 97. Wait, is this my... okay, that was my build at 97, and that's the same build I used to go to 100, so probably if you're on the Asia realm, do that one. I'll grab the build code, and I'll share that in the video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Sorry for rambling so long. See you all later.